Hey guys, Kevin here. So this is going to be the start of my little vlog series that I'm doing on my Road to Nationals, whatever you want to call it, for the Multi-GP Collegiate Nationals. This past weekend I went to the Multi-GP event at Smitty's house. That was pretty awesome. Got to race with a bunch of cool guys, check out their quads, all the gear that they're using. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any spare batteries from them because all of them were running 1300s and very few of them had 1500s. So I ordered some Tattoo R-Line 1550s, I believe they are, off of Get FPV, as well as some LEDs in preparation for the race. So I just did that, and now I'm coming out here to practice. So I'm just going to walk you guys through basically my setup, everything that I lay out for practice, and then kind of just my thought process as I'm going through what I'm thinking as I'm kind of tackling these courses that I'm making up in my head to prepare for the race. So these are the quads that I brought out today. I brought my Kratos, my QAVR, and then a little custom build that I designed through our school's Nifty Idea Fund. That's rocking all Rotor X Atom V2 stuff. So it can't run 4-cell, but it is pretty quick on a 3-cell. I'll definitely throw in some DVR footage for you guys so you can watch that. And then backpack, I'm just using what I have. So this is actually a bag from high school. It's got two big pouches which work for me. So top one here, this just has all my batteries in it, and then this pouch, it's actually a Turnigy bag from Hobby King, and basically this has, for the most part, everything that I'll need to fly aside from the batteries. So got my Taranis, Fat Shark Dominator V3s. The first thing I always do is pop this open, pop my antenna out for my goggles, put that on, and then I keep battery voltage checker in here, some electrical tape, strap for my neck so that way I can hang the radio from there if I'm not sitting down, and then just various assortment tools. Like in there I've got my immersion RC frequency checker to basically flip the dip switches so I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's basically my setup, and then I got some spare parts and whatnot. Keep props in the second pouch, and then just some spare antennas, pliers in there, and some smaller props for the smaller build here. So this is the little guy that I designed. Haven't come up with a good name for him yet, but it's pretty quick, and you'll find that out pretty shortly once I start flying. But just to give you an idea of the area I'm flying in, there's a soccer field over there with some poles for the net. The net's not up because it's not summer yet, so I usually slalom through there just to practice that. A little risky if you hit something. And then over here, we have some trees that I can slalom through as well. The nice thing about these, you got to be pretty tight to the ground because of the scraggle that's hanging down. And then we have these big trees here that I kind of punch over and then do split S's over the top of it. And then occasionally I'll go play with the tall lights up there. That's always good fun. But yeah, race practice for the most part is me just trying to focus on hitting extremely small gaps as best I can, because I think, in my opinion, that really helps when you're hitting gates, because if you've been hitting gaps that are much smaller than the gates feel massive. And that's kind of how it felt at Smitty's this past weekend. The gates there, I'd say, were maybe 6 or 7 feet across by 5 or 6 feet high, and they felt pretty massive compared to the holes that I've been punching while practicing here. So I'll try to show you guys during my flight a little bit of that. So as you can see in that video there, I was hoping for a little bit more of a punch out, but not as powerful as a 5-inch, but it certainly got some punch. Everything's fine. The thing I love about this is because it's so small, you never break any props. So let's get it back in the air. landing as usual. You can see I ran the battery a little low there, but this thing's just too much fun. I already bought 2 more batteries for it. So now that I've warmed up sufficiently on the little Rotorex quasi build, if you want to call it, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but now that I've warmed up sufficiently, I'm going to switch over to the QAVR here. This is with my Lumineer 2206 2450 kV motors. These things are just an absolute beast. So some days you eat it in the dirt on your first battery with the real quad. You gotta swap some props and do the walk of shame. So see how bad it is here? That's not bad, only 1 prop. We'll fix that up and jump right back to it. So if any of you are wondering if we crash, the answer is yes, and sometimes more than 1 time on the same battery, so that was pretty rough. And walking up on it now, well, every single prop. Don't forget to find all your props and pick them up. So I just got done with my little practice session there. It was a lot of fun. A couple of my friends and some people that I had never known came up and were working on a project right near me, so I let them throw the goggles on. I got a set of Dominator V2s back when I originally started flying, the Vortex 285, and they, the one girl put it on and she was just like, "Oh, I see why this is awesome." So that was really cool. It's always fun seeing people's reactions, especially positive ones like that. So that was a lot of fun, but I was just practicing a lot of the slaloming through the trees there, focusing on some transitions, 180s, because there's a few of those on the course. But overall, like I said, just trying to hit really small gaps and just force myself to try as hard as I can to do tougher and more difficult things, because once I get to the race, everything will be a lot easier because it's not as intense as what I'm practicing for, which will then help me to fly a lot faster. So that's kind of my strategy when I'm going out to these practice sessions, and sometimes I'm just going out there to fly and have fun and not really worry too much about what specific things that I'm focusing on. But overall, pretty decent session. Started with 3 or 4 crashes on the first 2 batteries, and then it went up from there. So that was a good session. I'll see you guys next time.